Hi, this is Tara with Tara's Tips, Terrific Ink, Paper, and Stamps. And today I want to show you this card here. And it uses the new Irresistible Blooms stamp set and dies that they are going to be available starting March 1st. This is the stamp set here. And these are the dies that go along with it. So I am going to get started and show you how I made that. So first I am going to pull in a piece of the Fine Shimmer, and this is in Fresh Freesia, and I'm also going to pull in my Stamparatus. And I'm going to pull in my image sheet that just tells me where my stamp is lined up here. And you can see my little purple flower that I've done. And I'm just going to line that up so that fits in there. And put my magnet on, pull my plastic sheet away, and I'm going to come in with the Stays On ink. I'm going to ink it up one more time. Okay, so we're going to set that aside to dry for a little bit. I originally did try doing it in the Gorgeous Grape, but I just didn't think it turned out quite as much of a contrast. Here it is in the Gorgeous Grape. I just thought it worked better with the Stays On. With the Fine Shimmer Paper, you do need to let it dry a little bit. Even the Stays On stays wet for a while. And the Gorgeous Grape, I can still get ink off of it today, so it probably was best to go with the Stays On. Okay. I'm going to remove that plate, and then I'm going to bring in my leaf plates here. And we're going to bring back our plastic sheet so we can see where we're stamping again. And I've stamped on my plastic sheet with different colors other than the Stays On because I didn't feel like having to try to get the Stays On ink off of my clear plastic sheet. And this is just a not a page protector, an overhead projector screen thing. But you can use one of our window sheets as well. And the leaves, I found it better not to stamp twice because it made the image more blurry. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to pull that out of there. And we're going to bring in our other scrap. And we're going to ink that one up. And we're going to let that one dry as well. So I don't need the Stamparatus anymore, at least not for now. Okay, then we're going to come in with a piece of Very Vanilla. It is 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to ink all over with our Fresh Freesia. And I'm going to bring in a scrap paper here. Okay, then we're going to come in here with our little leaf one and do it randomly. Okay, and that was in Soft Succulent. Okay, so I've got a piece of fresh freesia that is 1 5/8 by 5 1/4, and a piece of soft succulent that is 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. And I'm just gonna glue those together, and then I've got a scrap of the gold shimmer that will just fit. This fits on just whatever size, and I did it by 5 1/2, so I had a little bit of room to cut some stuff off if I wanted to. So I am gonna go run this through the Baby Boss, and I will be right back. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got to pick off our extra scraps here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is lay that on there, and I am gonna take a piece of press and seal, and this isn't quite long enough because I used it for something else. I missed a piece. But what I'm gonna do that is lay that on top of the soft succulent. And then find my sticky side. And lay that on top of there. And that just helps keep all the pieces together so I don't have a stray piece sticking way out. And I'm gonna bring in my glue in the fine tip bottle. It's the multi-purpose glue. I'm gonna try not to glue on either end the whole way up because I know that there'll be a little extra to cut off. And when I do something detailed like this, I like to give it a little bit of time to dry so that glue isn't oozing out where I don't want it. So it will, if I let it dry, it gets kind of tacky and then it doesn't ooze everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside. Then I'm gonna come in and glue these two pieces together. I'm gonna glue it on here. Okay, and then I'm gonna run this through my basics embossing folder, which looks like this. This is one of the ones that is available online as an online exclusive starting March 1st. So I'm gonna run the whole thing through, and since it's thicker on the one side, I am gonna run it through and then back the other way so it gets twice. And I better put that away. Okay. So that looks like that. It's still not quite as embossed over right against this edge, but that's okay. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think you really notice too well. Okay, and I'm gonna come back in with my pieces and cut those out with the coordinating dies. So we've got that one, and that one. So I'll be right back. Okay, so there's our pieces, and we're gonna come back in with our gold and lay it down. that just helps when you've got some fine detail that you want to lay down. It just helps you lay that down. Okay, I'm just going to trim off the extra. Alright, and we are also going to bring in the Stamparatus back in. I've cut out the labels already and my gold leaf. I had originally tried with a green leaf and I didn't like it as much, so then I went in and tried with some of this, but I didn't like that. I just thought it looked too much, so I thought the gold leaf added a nice balance. So if you don't like something that you've done, you can always try doing it a little differently. So we'll bring the Stamparatus back in. And I'm gonna bring in my, this is Hooray It's Your Day, and it's out of the same stamp set. And I'm gonna bring in my plastic sheet back in, so I can see where it's going to stamp. And I actually want to put my gold leaf on there to see if I've got my placement right. Okay, I think that looks pretty straight. My sentiment isn't on the Stamparatus straight, so sometimes that makes it a little harder to see what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to pull the plastic sheet away, bring in my gorgeous grape ink. And I want that one more time. Put a little bit of glue on my leaf, and I decided that I wanted to see what it looks like running my sentiment through the embossing folder. So it may not look better, but I thought it looked a little plain on my card, so I wanted to give that a try. And then you can let me know in the comments which you like better, with the sentiment embossed or not embossed. We're going to set that down to dry a little bit while I run that through. So this is not embossed. Let me go emboss it. Oh, I guess I need to glue the pieces together first. I'll be right back. Okay, so there it is embossed. We're going to put our gold leaf on. And then we are going to glue on our flowers. Okay, my glue's not wanting to stay right now. So let's flip that over. We're going to put some mini Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. And since this part is built up, I didn't put any Stampin' Dimensionals under the leaf here because it'll already kind of be raised up. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. let's bring in our card base. And since it's embossed, I'm going to give a little bit in the middle. Okay, and then for the inside, we are going to stamp the smaller flower of the stamp set there, so I don't have to take my other one off the Stamparatus or clean it because it's got the Stays On ink on it. Stamp that there. And I know I grabbed envelopes in there somewhere, but I'm not seeing them, so I would stamp this on my envelope too. We're gonna come back in with our little splotches. Okay, and our little leaf. And this is 1 inch by 5 1/4, and this one is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and we are going to run this through the embossing folder as well, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll glue that on. And you guys will have to let me know whether you like the sentiment embossed better or not. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Then if you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put new videos up. And let me know what you think. Let's get this glued in here and we're almost done. And the nice thing about the Hooray It's Your Day is you could use it for a birthday or whatever you want to for celebration. Which do you like better? I'm not sure what I like better. I might be leaning towards the non-embossed one, but let me know in the comments what you think, what your favorite one is. And I'm just curious to know. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time.